Die-hard Spider-Man fans cannot keep their calm right now as The Amazing Spider-Man 3 is finally on board. Yes, you heard it right. After a long hiatus of 7 years, is Andrew Garfield all set to return in his third spin-off? Back in 2012, Garfield surprised the world when he turned up as Peter Parker, the third. Although the movie was initially supposed to be a trilogy, the makers soon turned their fans down when they canceled the third and final part of the sequence. The movie faced a lot of backlash and criticism from the audience as well as from the makers, due to which it failed to outperform the other Spider-Man multiverse members. But we might soon be introduced with the third movie anytime now. Watch this video till the end to know everything about The Amazing Spider-Man 3 and its first look. If you haven't subscribed to our channel already, then don't forget to hit the red subscribe button and turn on the post notification bell to never miss a single update. For more than its grossing values, the Andrew Garfield movie gained limelight for being less talked about. In 2012, the world experienced Andrew Garfield as Peter Parker for the first time in the Amazing Spider-Man introductory movie. Spider-Man: No Way Home was a breakthrough for Andrew Garfield's career, as nobody expected him to deliver the top-notch performance he just did. Fans felt as if the 2014 The Amazing Spider-Man 2 had a confusing ending which was cleared up once Spider-Man: No Way Home was released. The viewers now could finally understand the closure to Garfield's last movie. The Amazing Spider-Man spin-off had a comparatively disappointing ending as compared to the other movies of this franchisee. The Amazing Spider-Man 3 did not only have a story, but a director, producer, and a screenplay too. Andrew Garfield was set to play his old part, and the third part of the trilogy even had a release date. So what did actually go wrong? A series of events and actions resulted in the Spider-Man 3 actually not making it to the box office. Instead, it was never made in the first place. And the makers have openly admitted that the cancellation of the third project of the trilogy resulted after The Amazing Spider-Man 2 was finally released. The storyline for the third movie was even prepared before the second one got onto the stage. As a result of the aftermath of how The Amazing Spider-Man 2 failed to impress its audience, the makers decided to change their plans completely. In 2013, a year prior to the release of the second movie of the trilogy, the makers actually announced the release date for the third part also. It was stated that The Amazing Spider-Man 3 would hit the floor by 2014 and finally land in the box office in 2016. The first installation of this franchisee brought a good amount of fortune for Sony as a production company. It managed to collect about $757 million worldwide. This really pumped up the creators into finally working on the upcoming movies of the trilogy. But due to the unimpressive response that the second installation made, the creators had to change their minds. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 received a lukewarm response from the audience, grossing worldwide for only $700 million. Well, it was quite a loss on the production company's behalf. So the future plans of carrying out the release have completely changed. It was clearly announced that the third part of the trilogy could be released on June 10, 2016. It was also said that another movie was lined up after that, the fourth sequence, which was also given a release date of May 2018. In 2013, Sony Pictures Vice Chairman even commented how he considers the Amazing Spider-Man lineup as a fresh one in the Spider-Man multiverse. He had great expectations from the movie, which was completely shattered just 11 months later. The unimpressive response from the second part and put the bright future of the Amazing Spider-Man sequels in a dark spot. This really makes us wonder if there would have been a third movie then, what was going to be its storyline? The creators had already revealed that the third sequence would capture Peter Parker dealing with the Sinister Six. The movie would have also focused on Gwen Stacy's death. The script was already prepared, which never surfaced. In 2017, the third movie was finally announced as cancelled. But Marc Jacobs, the director, gave exclusive insights on its storyline. He said that the sequel to The Amazing Spider-Man 2 would have shown how Peter Parker dealt with Sinister Six, a team of 6 baddies assembled towards the ending scene of Amazing Spider-Man 2. Chris Cooper was supposed to play the reanimated head of Norman Osborn. The director had a few scenes in his mind that kind of replicated the Spider-Man: No Way Home's ending. It was not the only plot the makers had planned. The movie was set to show Peter Parker working hours in the lab, trying to create a unique formula. This formulation was supposed to bring the dead back to life. With the help of Denis Leary, Peter Parker was finally succeeded in creating the formula that would eventually bring Gwen Stacy back to life. Although the directors quickly removed the third installation of the movie series, speculations were still going around pretty strongly that they would eventually come up with the third part. Not just that, Sony Pictures had a full-fledged plan prepared to create a Spider-Man universe. It would feature multiple spin-offs, even showing the backstory of Sinister Six and Venom. The Amazing Spider-Man 3 was not the only movie waiting in line to go on stage. The production company had already started working on another spin-off that was set to release even before TASM 3. This movie had the Sinister Six as the protagonist, around which the movie would have revolved. The plans to release all of these were aimed to be accomplished before Spider-Man No Way Home went on stage. In this way, the makers wanted to blur out the thin lines between the Spider-Man's multiple universes. They intentionally left the ending of the second part a bit confusing, as it was set to be cleared up in the forthcoming movies. Unfortunately, none of the movies in the limelight were able to hit it off at the theaters except Venom. Venom, which was released in 2018, came up with an entirely different line deviating from the Spider-Man story. Later in 2014, Sony Pictures envisioned another plan for creating the third movie, but this time they decided to remove Andrew Garfield from the list. At the closing scene of Spider-Man On the Way Home, Andrew Garfield is left off as the winner after Tom Holland and Tobey Maguire fail. Andrew impressed the Spider-Man lovers to such an extent that people soon started demanding a new movie from his own installations. Hence, it is being rumored that The Amazing Spider-Man 3 could soon go on stage. It would focus on the character named Gustav Fiers, who mentions the existence of the Sinister Six, a team of Spider-Man villains that were planned to be featured in the third movie. Additionally, Mary Jane Watson was cast and filmed scenes for the movie, but her character was cut due to changes in the script. Are you excited for the third Amazing Spider-Man movie? Do you think the makers should have gone with creating it in the first place itself? Do let us know your views in the comments down below, and give this video a huge thumbs up if you liked it. Until the next time.